I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie.
Hip-hop. Hip-hop is a musical and cultural movement started back in 1970 in New York City's Bronx. Hip-hop takes from different styles like disco, funk, spoken word, and many other genres of music and mixes it with rhythmic speech, then puts it all together to make hip-hop what it is. And like that, hip-hop was born. From hip-hop spawned various forms of dance, clothing, and art, truly showing its cultural impact on the world, continuing even today. The 1980s are considered the golden age of hip-hop. This is where it starts to become more mainstream, with hip-hop being played on MTV and albums reaching top of the charts. Hip-hop began to become more diverse, with the addition of both gangsta rap and West Coast hip-hop. NWA is most known for starting these two new forms. This rivaled what was going on at the East Coast at the time, using excessive amounts of profanity and speech of acts of violence towards law enforcement. Hip-hop continues to grow, taking over more top charts. At this point, hip-hop began to spread out to the world. Countries like the UK and Asia became enticed with the new form of music. At this time, battles between East and West Coast started. East Coast rappers like Wu-Tang Clan, Notorious B.I.G., and Nas began performing hardcore East Coast rap, revitalizing East Coast hip-hop, since rap had been mostly dominated by West Coast at this time. The 90s also introduced Southern rappers into mainstream hip-hop, coming with their own sound which they called the Dirty South. As the 2000s rolled around, rap became increasingly more popular, spreading to more countries. Rappers like Lil Wayne, Eminem, and Nelly began to pick up more traction during this time, and some still go on till this day. Hip-hop has changed over the years, creating its own subgenre of music, full of different types like horrorcore.
I'm a fucking walking paradox. No, I'm not. Threesomes with triceratops. Reptar, rapping as I'm mocking deaf rock stars.
Christian rap.
But you see, I don't see, so I try to be anything that fits the imagery of my enemies. Cause they knock me down, words entering the inner me. Wanna fit in, so pretend they don't injure me.
Gangster rap.
Right out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube. From the stupid dope gang with an attitude. When I'm caught off, I got a sword off. Kick knowledge and bodies all hauled off.
And just a ton of other variations of rap. With hip-hop's popularity spreading, it soon became a global phenomenon, making waves culturally in different countries, beginning their own forms of rap in different languages. One of the most notable and notorious art forms in hip-hop is graffiti. Depending on who you ask, graffiti is seen as an art form or an eyesore, but it does play an important role in hip-hop's culture. It is seen as another way of expressing oneself. It's a way of rebelling against society, often using things like buses, trains, and buildings as a canvas. And this form of outward expression is exactly what hip-hop stands for. Another form of art seen in hip-hop is cover art. This doesn't originate from hip-hop, but it does play an important role. Cover art helps an artist express his emotions or message to his audience before they even listen to the album, whether that be serious or silly. literature is something that is less talked about in hip hop culture but is just as important. Many things like poetry or spoken word circulate around the hip hop culture, often expressing higher thoughts or feelings towards one's surroundings. Some hip hop artists draw inspiration from the books they've read in order to make music, even showing up sometimes within songs themselves. Some hip hop artists have been known to write books of their own, talking about society and how they feel towards it, their political views, or simply their life experiences growing up. Hip hop is often seen from a bad point of view by parents or anyone outside of hip hop culture, but it's a culture and an art form that allows those without a voice to express themselves, and that will last for decades to come.
From where we began, oh, I'll tell you.